This is Gareth Southgate, and this is the Three Lions podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions podcast. My name is Russell Osborne and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. Thank you for joining me again. How are you? Excited? Nervous? Those warm-up games have passed. The squad has been whittled down to 26. We've got our flags ready. Euro 2024 is upon us. This is the preview episode. Now, I've decided to do this one slightly different to previous tournament previews. In this episode, I will be speaking to fans of all of our group opponents to get their feelings on it all and what they feel about playing England. Now, I've done it this way as I'll be coming back and forth from Germany, and I'm unsure of how much time I'll have for recording podcasts between the games. So Sani, Casper and Nick are all coming up soon. But first, I want to check in with our German England fan, Marco Kühnauer. Marco, you may remember, has been on the pod before. He kindly gave us a guide to the host cities where we'll be playing. He'd done that earlier in the year. It's still available on your podcast provider of choice. I think it's episode 300. I'm delighted to welcome him back to get the latest feelings from Germany. Hello, Marco.
Yeah, hello everyone. Hello everyone to my English brothers and sisters.
How are you? You well?
Yeah, thank you so much. I am very well and I can't expect the next week. I think like the most English ones, the countdown has started now.
That's right. That's less than a week to go. Lots of excitement, I bet.
Yeah, for sure. Here in Germany, the atmosphere is really building up. And now I am on holiday for the whole Euro. And I spoke to my colleagues from, I planned everything for this big tournament. And everyone here is expecting a very, very huge and brilliant atmosphere. And I spoke to my colleagues and also to German friends. And yeah, everyone is speaking about the Euro and everyone is expecting the miracle 2006 again. So hopefully the weather is also in a good condition, and then will be everything prepared for a big tournament here in Germany.
Absolutely, because it's not just the people coming in, as we know from hosting a tournament previously. It's just like the economy for your own country as well, isn't it? And that feel-good vibe.
Yeah, for sure. That's really, really fantastic that everyone is coming from all over Europe here to us in Germany, and everything is prepared. I think the traffic situation is very good organized here in Germany. Also, the places for the matches in every city are very good prepared. Everyone is waiting for the start. Yeah, the Euro to be getting started. Yeah.
Well, that's good that you've given us like the positive vibes, because unfortunately, with our media, the nature of our media, what we tend to hear are the sort of less positive things. And I mean, I've heard that I can't remember off the top of my head where it was now, but there's a campsite that's been closed down that many fans are booked into and having to find alternative accommodation. I think that was due to flooding as well. Is that something that you're aware of?
Yeah, I heard about it. I think also the campsite from the Scottish ones I read in the newspaper, but I think that's only minimum things here. I think the normal situation normally is very good and very good organized. And I'm also on a campsite for the group stage matches with my son. We are staying at the campsite near Gelsenkirchen, also near Frankfurt, and also near Cologne River. And yesterday I gave the advice to one of my good friends. He asked also for a accommodation on a campsite, and he was getting one between, I think, 3 minutes. I gave him the website advice, and within 3 minutes he told me, hey, I booked everything and we're on the same campsite like you. So it's perhaps one, unfortunately, mistake from one organization, but normally everything is fine here.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I did see you mentioned the host cities, Gelsenkirchen, Frankfurt and Cologne. A little while back, there were video messages from each of those cities' mayors, I think it was, or the local MPs, representatives, welcoming England fans to each of the cities.
Yeah, for sure. The situation here in Germany isn't so like some English newspapers are writing about it. Normally, the situation between the Germans and the English ones are very, very fantastic and very good. And every city who's hosting English fans can't expect it to have them in the city, because they are also, you must say it, they bring a lot of money, they are drinking a lot, yeah, and that's absolutely fantastic, and everyone want to join a little bit of the big economy advantage. So everyone is waiting for the English ones. I think there will be upcoming no problems or something like that. I think everything will be fine.
Yeah. Any last minute issues you think might be, oh no, I haven't got that done yet?
No, I can only say we hope for very good weather. We hope for very good weather conditions, and that would be very important to have a good tournament. And yeah, then we will start the Euro and we will see what will happen, and hopefully with a happy end for England. And yeah, what I can say is a lot of Germans are talking about the final. The big wish from everyone would be the final from 1966, Germany against England at Berlin, and that would be a miracle, which would be write history in the books of football. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're talking just the morning after Germany had beaten Greece and England had lost to Iceland. I wonder if that is a possibility now, a final between England and Germany.
Yeah, I wouldn't evaluate it too hard that England lost yesterday against Iceland, because I think it's the one thing to play fantastic and a friendly, yeah, and everyone is chanting and saying, oh, what a great team and fantastic, and now we are the upcoming European champion, and in the tournament you get crashed. I think we will see what the tournament will bring, and that's the point. You have to make the goals on point in the matches in the group stage, and when we finish the group stage, I think there will be a really good chance to reach the final. I think so. A little bit of luck must come with us, and that's already necessary. That's always necessary to reach the final. Yeah, and I think there will be a very good chance, a realistic chance to reach the final. We will see, but I wouldn't evaluate yesterday too hard.
I love that, putting a positive spin on it. We don't want to go in with too much like negativity when it can all change. Hey, I've seen a picture of your balcony in Germany. Has got an England flag hanging from it.
Yeah, but now there are 2 England flags on my balcony. Yeah. My lovely wife Heike said, hey, Marco, one flag isn't enough to represent England in our German neighborhood. You have to put on a second one. And yesterday I put a second one, a bigger one on my balcony and on our balcony. And now my German neighbors will love me even more.
No one said anything yet to you, have they?
No. They know me. They know me. And there's a little lucky story. I lost my keys. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I lost my keys from my house, and everyone was on my keys, on the ring with my keys, and I lost it on the street. And one German neighbor came to us on the street and said, "Hey, that must be your keys." And I said, "Okay, but how did you know about it? There was an England figure on your keys, and here's only one English supporter in our German neighborhood. That's you, Marco." And so I was sure that's your keys. And I was so happy and so thankful. And I said, thank you so much. And I thank God that I'm an English supporter, because otherwise it would be very expensive for me to get new keys. And that's the story from 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. There's got to be some sort of line about you getting back into your home there along the lines of it's coming home.
It's coming home, yeah.
Oh, Marco, I mean, is there anything else that you want to add?
I want to say to everyone who's coming to Germany from my English brothers and sisters, if you need any help, I said it in the last podcast as well. If you need any help, any assistance, I also told all my English friends and mates, don't hesitate to contact me, because I know Germany very well. If you have any problems or struggling into something, you don't know what could happen here in Germany. Yeah. Don't hesitate to contact me. I can organize also even lawyers or something like that, or even medical help. So I can give any advice to everyone. Don't hesitate to contact me. I will always try to help you and to assist you.
That's a great gesture. I mean, what's the best way to do that? Social media? Do you want to give you a social media handle?
I think the best is via Facebook or via Instagram. Instagram is the best solution, because Instagram is a free one. I have a commercial Insta account, and so everyone could send me a message, no problem. Instagram, my name is personal, and then underline, then coach, underline Marco. Also personal, underline coach, underline Marco. Because I have only one Insta account, that's my business Insta account. And so everyone can send me a message and can say, hey, I heard you on the podcast from Russell, and please give me any advice.
That's great. And just remind us, have you got tickets for the games?
Yeah, for sure. I have tickets for the games up to the final, yeah.
Lovely. Marco.
Lucky-wise, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. It's always appreciated. It's always good to catch up with you.
Thank you so much. And I want to say, I'm very proud that I could be part of the big English family. I really appreciate it.
We love you. We love you. Thank you. Now, England open up their Euro 2024 campaign with the fifth game of the tournament on Sunday, the 16th of June, facing Serbia in Gelsenkirchen. We've not met before, so we've not got no history to go on. But as an independent nation, they have qualified for the previous World Cups. Since independence in May 2006, they made the World Cup in 2010, 2018 and 2022. But this is their first Euros, and they got here by finishing second in Group G, behind Hungary, but ahead of Montenegro, Lithuania and Bulgaria. I am delighted to welcome Serbian fan Sani to the podcast. Sani, hello.
Hey, hello, Russell. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me here. It's my pleasure to join your podcast.
Delighted to welcome you on board. We're speaking to you from Belgrade, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm in Belgrade still.
How is Belgrade at the moment? What's the feeling in Serbia when you qualified for the Euros and now it's on our doorstep, ready to go?
Well, I think the hype still didn't reach the zenith, how to say. We're still preparing for the Euro. National championship has been finished. As you probably know, in Serbia, basketball is also a popular sport. So we just finished our national basketball championship yesterday. And I think now the focus and the attention of the audience will now turn to Euro.
So lots of excitement.
It can be felt. The guys who already got tickets are preparing. The other one are planning where to watch the games. But it's getting up. The hype is getting up. Yeah.
You say about people who have got tickets. Have you yourself got tickets?
Yeah, I got for the first game against England. I'm looking for the second one against Slovenia. But I'm probably not going to Denmark because I have to work there.
Yeah. Will a lot of Serbians be travelling?
Well, yes, but it was very hard to find a ticket. As you know, we have a lot of people living and working in Germany, Serbs. So they probably found a way to get a ticket also. And I do expect a lot of Serbs in the games. But I don't know, for a match against England, of course, I expect English fans to be in majority on that one. But we're hoping for more people against Slovenia.
Okay. Well, let's touch on that England game and the group in general. How do you feel Serbia will do in the Euros? What are your expectations?
Well, having in mind our previous championships, it's not easy to be an optimist. However, we are optimists. To be honest, the most important game for us is not against England. Our main match is against Slovenia. I think what we do in that one, that will determine the outcome for us on this Euro Championship. If you ask me about England, I don't know what to expect. I have checked the history. We haven't played recently. I think we have some friendly games, but we haven't beat England for 56 years, as I could see. It was last time in 1968, I think, European Championship semi-final. It was 1-0, but since then we have only draws and lost. Anyway, it's a big quality difference between our two teams, so we're not like hoping to win. We're hoping for the draw. But anyway, it's going to be good fun. Nobody will going to miss that game. But the main battle for us is waiting in the second match. So match Serbia against Slovenia is really important for us, like a final. And what we do there, it will determine the outcome probably against Denmark. If we win, we have a lot of chance to do something against Denmark. If we lose, probably morale is going to drop. So I don't know. It's hard to estimate, but...
yeah. No,
There's one interesting fact your viewers probably don't know. Last time we played in Gelsenkirchen, that was 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, in World Cup 2006 against Germany, and that was a really disaster for us. We lost 6-0 against Argentina, so we don't have good memories of that city. Some of the fans said, "I'm not going there. It's a cursed city, Gelsenkirchen."
Well, let me tell you. The last time England played in Gelsenkirchen was that World Cup 2006, and we lost to Portugal on a penalty shootout.
Oh, okay. So we both have that experience.
Yes. Well, maybe it'll be a draw. Who knows? Just to even it out a little bit.
Yeah, we're good with the draw with England.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm a little concerned about Serbia as an opening game. England aren't renowned for winning many opening games, and I think Serbia could be a tough start for us.
But we're hoping for that. We're actually hoping for that. But as I said, we're not optimistic because we have bad. We're not in a good shape, you know. For example, just 2 days ago, we lost Austria, like friendly game, but we played really bad. So we kind of feel like we're not ready for the big game yet. And I don't know, draw would be perfect for us, as you mentioned.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned just a moment ago about playing back in was it 1968 Euros? That was when...
yes.
When
56 years ago,
as Yugoslavia, am I right in saying?
People probably don't know we first been in Yugoslavia since 1945, and after that we changed names a couple times. So there was Serbia, Montenegro, and now we finally play Serbia. So if you see the results of Yugoslavia, that's us.
Yeah. Well, your manager, Mr. Dragan Stojkovic, I remember him playing for Yugoslavia in the 1990 World Cup.
Italy, yes, of course.
Italy World Cup. He scored against a couple of goals, I think it was, against Spain.
Spain, 2 goals against Spain, yes. One from the free kick and one from the cross.
Is he a positive manager? Is he liked by the Serbian people?
Well, I personally do support him. I mean, I'm a Partizan fan, but he's a legend of Red Star. You know, there's a big rivalry between our two teams. But I do respect him as a great player. And when he took over the national team, I was really glad. And he didn't miss championship after that. He took us to Qatar. Now again here. Last time again in Russia, he was not. Yeah, he was not. Our coach in Russia. That was the other guy. But there are, opinions are always divided regarding this matter. But I think he's an experienced player. He play entire career on the highest level. He finished in Japan. He was also coach in Japan, and he was also coach of Red Star. So he has experience, and he does have that charisma, which is necessary to lead the team.
Yeah, of course. We've talked manager. Let's talk some of the players. Some of the players will be familiar to English supporters.
Believe, yes.
The likes of there's the goalkeeper, I believe. Is it Dorde Petrovic at Chelsea, Fulham's Sasa Lukic, and Fulham fans, of course, know Alexander Mitrovic, of course. He plays in Saudi now, I believe.
He plays to Al Hilal now. Well, our major, yes. Sorry for interrupting. Huh? You meant to ask.
That's okay.
Mitrovic is a main star in our team. Right. Maybe not the best player, but we expect the most from him. He always gives his best at the games. If Dusan Tadic has his day, we can hope for something. He's a key player for our team. Personally, we don't have many stars like you do. You're full of stars, but I think we most hope for the Mitrovic and Tadic to have their day.
Any up and coming stars that might be a surprise?
Maybe Lukic. I don't know. That's really hard. We have some players the first time playing this big competition. So every time we go to some big competition, we have some young guys starting. But recently, we didn't have anybody just jump out. I could not estimate that. Whoever scores, whoever does something will be hero here.
Yeah, of course. As they say, lots of Serbian supporters going to Germany, and you mentioned the big game in Serbia. Is it Partizan against
Red Star? Yes.
Red Star. I've not experienced that game, but I've seen it obviously on YouTube, and the atmosphere there is amazing. Can we expect Serbian fans to make a lot of noise and a real spectacle?
It's kind of different when the national team plays and when the Red Star and Partizan play. In Serbia, it's a little different. In past years, we've been disappointed by the results of national team. And also, fans of Red Star and Partizan never go together on those games like maybe in some other countries. It's different atmosphere. It's never like on derby. Derby, I mean a match between Partizan and Red Star. I don't know the reason. We don't even have songs which we could sing together with Red Star fans. It's just like basic cheering, like Serbia. So the atmosphere never reached the level when the derby is going on.
Understand. I believe that you've got some English friends that you're hoping to meet up with.
Absolutely, yeah. I must mention John, one of my best fan friends from abroad. Actually, the best one. Every time there's derby in Belgrade, he bring some friends here. We welcome him on South Tribune on both Partizan game. And hopefully I will meet him in Gelsenkirchen. It's a great chance to be together.
Well, likewise, I'll be there as well. It'd be good to say hello and shake your hand and thank you in person.
Absolutely, Russell. I'm looking forward to it, and thank you for having me here. It's a great podcast, and I'm glad to be part of it.
You're most welcome. Enjoy the tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, and good luck also.
Now, since the European Championships began back in 1960, Euro 2024 will be the 17th edition. And there have been 10 different winners of the trophy. One of those winners, of course, are Denmark, who famously won it back in 1992. This year, we meet them in the group stage on the 20th of June in Frankfurt. And it's my pleasure to welcome to the podcast Casper de Lind, Danish football fan over in Denmark. You can also find him on Twitter at Casper de Lind. Casper, hello there.
Hey, good to hear you.
Yes, likewise. Thanks for joining us. How's Denmark at the moment?
It's sunny, so we are pretty happy at the moment. It can be just like the UK, it can be rainy.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, likewise here. We've got some nice sunny weather. Always puts you in a good mood, and it's always good when there's a tournament on the horizon. Let's talk some football. What's the feeling in Denmark about the European Championships and the progress that the Danes could make?
So normally we're pretty excited about tournaments coming up. We always get a feeling that not necessarily the UK feeling that we're taking it home, but a good feeling that we can always have a good tournament. But this time around, the atmosphere is a bit more, let's call it dense. There's been a few ups and downs lately, most down. So it's not the same exciting feeling as when we went into the Euro 21 tournament.
Okay. What sort of reasons are they? What players, manager?
Yeah. So I would basically say that we've had 2 good games since we lost to you in the semifinals in 21. So it's a team full of older players with a lack of playing time. And everyone thought that after the World Cup, where we disappointed in big time, everyone thought there would happen a rejuvenation of the team, but it's still the old gang hanging around. So we're a little bit in doubt on where we stand, and we came through the qualifier with 7 wins, a draw, and 2 losses, but our group stage was very easy, and we haven't seen great football. So I would say again, the atmosphere is not as it could be.
Gotcha. I mean, that last meeting, you mentioned it in the Euros at Wembley. It was the semi-final where England won 2-1, and I cast my mind back to it, and I have to say it's one of those games that is a little bit of a blur for me. I had to sort of refresh my memory, because the only real thing that I remember was Kane's goal, where he scored from his penalty after that was saved by Schmeichel. But Denmark actually took the lead, and we equalised only through an own goal. I mean, was it a surprise to get that far back then, or was that sort of what you were hoping for?
I think everyone got caught a little bit by surprise, but at the same time, we had a few very good young Danish players on the way forward, and a lot of the star players were getting a bit more playing time in their squads around in Europe. So I think the excitement level was actually pretty big. And then I don't know if you recall, but it was also the tournament where Eriksen had a heart attack in game 1, and that also in some way or form built like a atmosphere for the team when they started to win, and they did it for Eriksen, and the belief throughout the tournament got bigger and bigger, and then Sterling ended that hope with his abysmal dive. But I'm sure you have a different recollection of that than me.
Well, just touching on Eriksen, yes, you're right. It was that first game for you. That was on home soil, wasn't it? I was in Copenhagen, wasn't it?
It was, and I was in there watching the game, and it was. it was pretty crazy to experience. First, it was a lot of disbelief, and then, I mean, the real disbelief happened to everyone when the game had to continue. So, it was a pretty horrific moment in football, I would say. But the good thing is he's back at it and still here, right? So
absolutely, yeah. But you also mentioned topping Group H in your qualification. That's bizarrely just ahead of Slovenia on goal difference, who you now obviously meet again in the same European Championships. That, would you say it was 7 wins, 2 defeats, and 2 draws or something?
1 draw, yeah.
One draw. Yeah. So, I mean, meeting Slovenia, it's one of those strange quirks, isn't it, where you'll meet the same team that you've already played.
But I mean, we should feel privileged to meet them again. I think it's for who you could meet in the Euros. I think it's not a top 10 or a top 15 squad. So if Denmark needs to qualify, then they should be happy to have Slovenia in the group.
So you're confident of progressing through the tournament, through the group stage?
I mean, if you cannot beat Slovenia and Serbia, you don't deserve to go through. So I think looking at the groups and seeing the other groups that we could have ended in, I think all things equal, I think it's a pretty decent draw. And if Denmark has anything to do, of course, they need to beat Slovenia and Serbia. But if they do that, let's see. But I mean, we cannot complain about the group at all.
No, fair enough. Yeah. You mentioned Christian Eriksen, of course. There are plenty of sort of familiar names to Premier League watchers, as Casper Schmeichel, formerly of Leicester, Joachim Andersen at Crystal Palace, say Eriksen at Manchester United, Højbjerg at Tottenham, Højlund at Manchester United. The Premier League is often full of Danish players. Who are the ones, though, that we're not aware of?
I think if you look at the front line, we have a guy called Jonas Wind coming from FC Copenhagen, went to German football. He's had a very strong, let's say, 1.5 years. He's a good player. He's good with the feet with the ball at his feet. He's got a decent size, decent strength. I think he could be one of our best players in the tournament because he also has a bit more of consistency in his games throughout the last, let's call it a year.
Okay.
So he's a great player. I think he's strong with Højlund as well. I think Højlund, he's quick. He likes to run deep and he likes to shoot fast. I think Jonas Wind is a bit more of a connector on the pitch. So he could be good for us. That's for sure. Then I think on the left back, well, you might actually know him because he was in Leicester, but his name is VK, Victor Christiansen. He's a decent left back that is good at running to the goal line and crossing it in. Has a good engine on him, and he's also a decent footballer. And then on the right-hand side of our attack, well, it depends a bit on the formation. If plays, and we basically operate with 2 different formations, 3-5-2 and 4-3-3. Right. And if we play the 4-3-3, we also have one dribbler left in the team on the right hand side called Andreas Skov-Olsen, who can also impress over this tournament, I think.
Okay, so there's some players there that are capable of, as you say, getting you out of this group and making a mark on this tournament.
Yeah, I think so. I think in general, as you say, there's a lot of Premier League players. I think the point for Denmark is that a bit too many of them have too few minutes at this moment. So it's always a bit when you go into these tournaments and you don't have stable playing time throughout, how are you then going to look? Hopefully they're going to get themselves into match form very quickly. But there's a world of a difference if Eriksen reaches his level, as everyone has seen in the Premier League, or if he plays like he's played for Manchester United in the last 6 months. So we need Eriksen to be a superstar. We need Højlund to be at it. He is. There's a lot of pressure on him. And then I think our defense is very strong and very stable. So I can see us close up at the back. but we need a bit of magic up front because there's not too many offensive players in these lineups.
Gotcha. It's all about sort of coming together at the right time, isn't it?
Absolutely. I can see also that, I mean, I would expect Denmark to go fairly deep in some of these games, played like very tactical, international, and then leave it to Eriksen and Højlund and Vind to create the game. So that's always interesting to see if that clicks or not.
Gotcha.
I think actually one interesting thing, we just selected the squad, and some peeps might also know Matt O'Reilly playing in Celtic.
Okay.
He picked the nationality from Scottish to Danish, and he's had a brilliant season. I don't even know how many goals, but like plus 15 goals, plus 15 assists. And he didn't make the squad, and that's made a lot of people angry in Denmark. They feel like in a midfield where we don't have too many goals, he should have been in the squad. So that's at least created quite a bit of pressure on the coach. And the fans weren't too happy before, as we talked about with the weak qualifying round. So he could have done a bit of crowd pleasing by bringing him in. But I like that he stood his ground and didn't select him.
So is the coach is he a stubborn guy? Is he sort of stuck in his ways? I'll be honest, I don't know who the Danish coach is off the top of my head. Yeah,
so his name is Casper, and I'm actually a big supporter of the teams that he trained before FC Nordsjælland. So I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. I'm extremely biased, but I think the haters of him will say that he's taking squads into the team that are out of form, and he's playing the formation and not the players. I think I would turn it around and saying he's a guy that believes in his principles and wants to make them work. So I think that's the flip side of it. So there's no doubt in Danish media he has quite a bit of pressure on him, and it might be his last. It will most likely be his last tournament, but you could definitely say he's stubborn as well.
Well, we shall see how far he goes and if he can go out on some sort of a high. What did you say? Was it a quarterfinal or a semi-final would be probably as far as you think Denmark could go?
I think if everything goes perfect, then it's a quarterfinal kind of thing. But you never know when it's in playoffs. Then your hopes start to go up. But I could also see us play group stage, go into the first round of the playoff leg, and then end the tournament there.
It can go so many ways, can't it?
Absolutely.
As I mentioned, it all coming together at the right time, because that was pretty much what happened back in '92, wasn't it? Do you remember '92?
I actually don't. So it's just after my first football memories, but I've had the stories told a lot of time, and I've seen all the clips on YouTube, and it was a pretty magic moment for Danish football history, and just watching these clips with you could pass back to the goalkeeper at that point in time, and Denmark was wasting time throughout whenever they were in front, right? So it was just such a different game, but very impressive. And we still speak about it a lot. And I don't think it creates pressure to necessarily go back and win it again. I think Danes are pretty aware of where they are in the food chain of football. So I think if everyone sees it all coming together, it could be good. But I don't think anyone expects us to go, let's say, semifinals for that sake.
Yeah, that's interesting that you find it doesn't provide pressure, because I mean, some of the players there that won that tournament, are they now sort of TV pundits? Are they giving their sort of two pennies worth on the current team at the moment? Yeah.
Sure, but it's very different to the UK pundits. I think the pressure from the UK pundits is completely different to the Danish ones. Right. Here we are more laid back. It's a bit more, but again, it's back to the food chain talk, right? Yeah. UK has a team that the pressure should be on them to be a top 4 team every single time. Denmark, I think, again, I would rate them between, let's call it 6 and 10 from from a ranking point of view. So therefore, the pressure just becomes smaller.
Yeah,
and it might be 8 to 12. I mean,
in our own made up FIFA rankings.
Exactly.
Yeah. And with the tournament taking place pretty much on Denmark's doorstep, isn't it? Are you going to Germany?
Yes, I am. I've just secured tickets for the first and the last game. So that's going to be a good road trip downwards to Germany, and we're still looking for a bit of accommodation and stuff like that. But the tickets are secured, and I also have a season ticket for the Danish national team. So I watch quite a bit of the games.
Excellent. Just remind us, where are you? So your first game will be against Slovenia. Whereabouts is that one?
Oh, I'm actually not sure. I think we have one game in Munich, and I don't even know where the other game is yet. We're just going to put it into the GPS at some point, and then let's go.
That's a proper road trip. I love that. Is that family or friends?
It's friends. So so it's going to be 4 of us on the first trip, and I think we're going 8 of us on the second one. And as you can hear, I'm not the planner in this group. I'm just tagging along.
I love that. So, but no tickets for the England game.
No, it's a bit of the family life dynamics kind of thing. I actually just got offered a few tickets, but I had to prioritize family as well. I think they would like me home.
Yeah, well, you can save a few up for the next round.
Yeah, exactly.
Casper, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Safe trip over to Germany, or safe trips over to Germany. Enjoy it, and we shall see how it all pans out.
Thank you very much, Russell.
Now, England's last group opponents are Slovenia in a match being played on the 25th of June in Cologne. This will be the 7th meeting between the two sides, with a record of England winning 5 and drawing just the once. Probably our most high-profile meeting was back in 2010. You may remember we met in Port Elizabeth in the South Africa World Cup. Jermaine Defoe's goal being the difference between the two sides as England progressed. But our last meeting was actually some time ago, back in 2017 at Wembley. World Cup qualifier, Harry Kane's goal, the only difference there. And looking back on the results, there's only been one occasion that the teams have been separated by more than one goal. So there's a possibility this could be quite close. Now, Slovenia qualified for the tournament behind Denmark, but only on goal difference. They finished both on 22 points. It was a group that contained Finland, Kazakhstan, Northern Ireland and San Marino. Obviously, they'll be playing the Danes once again. Now, this is only Slovenia's second appearance at the European Championships, their first being back in 2000, where they were pitched in with Spain, Yugoslavia and Norway. They finished bottom then with 2 draws and a defeat. Will it be any different this time? Let's find out. Delighted to welcome Nick from Slovenian Football over on Twitter at Sloveniho1. Hello there, Nick.
Hello. Very happy to be here. Yeah, let's talk something about the game that is going to be very interesting for both of us, I think.
I think so. Well, first and foremost, thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome. What's the feeling about the tournament in Slovenia at the moment? What are people's thinking?
Yeah, I think everyone is very excited for the tournament in general. I think, of course, if you haven't been at the tournament since 2010 at the World Cup and the Euros, like you said, since 2000. So it's been a long wait for us. So, of course, we're all very excited for this. And, we've performed well recently. So that's why we have a little bit of hope to get through the stages, through the group stages. So, yeah.
Yeah, as you say, qualifying for the tournament, basically alongside Denmark, didn't you? Both 22 points. And it was only on the the head-to-head. So you've obviously got the quality there to do something or to progress. I mean, is that what you would say is achievable, progression to the knockout stage?
Yeah, I believe so, especially now with the third place thing.
Yeah,
that's also a possibility. So I think it's absolutely possible, especially since Serbia recently have been a bit shaky, and we know that we play well against like higher level opponents usually, which gives us a bit of hope.
I mean, because there's a possibility that, I mean, don't want to sound like I'm blowing England's trumpet here and saying we're going to automatically qualify, because nothing is set in stone, but there's a possibility that England could already be qualified by the time our game comes around against Slovenia, and you may just need a point to get that third or second place. I don't know. So that you think you could be confident?
Yeah, I think so. Let's hope we're qualified by the time we play England, which I don't think that's gonna happen. But let's hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting matchup, and yeah, if England is qualified at that point, that could really suit us.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows how it could be? Really, I'm just kind of hoping from my end. But tell us about the Slovenian team. I know your manager. Is it Matej Kek?
Matej Kek.
Yep. This is actually his second period in charge, and he was actually manager when we played you in the World Cup in 2010.
Yes, he was our manager at the time. Got us to the World Cup, which was, of course, a massive achievement. And at the World Cup, if things had gone a little bit differently, it may have gone even better than it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, since he came back, it's been pretty good. We've progressed in the Nations League, and in the latest Nations League, we also started really badly, but at the end, we showed some really good results against strong teams. And then, of course, the qualification, which was just the cherry on top. So now it's, I think, also good that the national team kind of has like not as much pressure as probably any of the other ones before, because here they're going to the Euros, which was the main objective.
Yes.
They're in the country, no one would need anything more from them. For now, it's always just been let's qualify and that's it. So now it's just everything is just a bonus.
Of course. So is he a liked manager? Do people like him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's many people that dislike him in the country, especially now. He's always been good as a manager. I think he's also very much liked in Croatia as well, due to what he did at Rijeka.
Right.
So he's very liked, I would say.
Well, let's move out onto the pitch. I mean, from an outsider's perspective, myself, I kind of look down the list of players. The one that immediately stands out is your captain and goalkeeper, Jan Oblak, who plays for Atletico Madrid. He's quality goalkeeper, quality player. It's surprising actually that given the sort of the status of the Premier League, that there aren't more Slovenians playing over here. So kind of looking down at it, I'm going, oh, do you know what? I don't recognise so many players as maybe I should. Maybe I'm not educated enough.
Well, yeah, I think historically there's been like very few Slovenians actually heading to the Premier League. I know a couple that have played. One of the ones that are in the national team right now is young Goran Stankovic. He played for Huddersfield a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
When they got relegated, I think.
Yeah.
But the rest, yeah, the Premier League is very rarely the destination for our players. I know there were like a few. I know Corinne and some others. But otherwise, our players usually tend to go to Italy,
of course,
because of the proximity, and also it's a good enough league as well. So that's usually the destination for the top players in Slovenia.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Is there? I mean, who is the, other than sort of Oblak? Who's the star player that could light up the Euros for Slovenia?
Well, of course, Benjamin Šeško is the main name right now. I think in Slovenia he's slowly becoming more of a star than Oblak, because he's kind of like the future. He's
Yes.
like the promised kid. If he doesn't perform, then we're in trouble in the future. Yeah, he's been in really good form recently as well for Leipzig in the Bundesliga. I think he scored 6 goals in the last 6 games or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the guy that we're all putting our hopes into, and especially since almost every time he's been on the pitch, he's performed for us as well. He's probably also, he is on track to break the goal scoring record for the national team as well, already at this age. So yeah, he's definitely the second guy next to Oblak that should or could carry the national team wherever we'll see it goes.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see his name on the score sheet. Maybe in the games against Denmark and Serbia. Maybe not against England.
Well, let's hope that he's on the score sheet in all 3. But
yeah, I get that from your perspective, of course. Are you going to the tournament, or where are you going to watch the games?
Yeah, I'm going to the tournament for the 3 group stage games, at least. The rest, I'm not sure yet. But I have the tickets for those 3 games, so I'm going to be at those for sure. And the rest we'll see. So, yeah.
Are there a lot of Slovenians going over to Germany? Can we expect to see I'm trying to think of the colour of the shirt now. Is it green?
This time it's white and the away is blue.
Oh, blue this time. I was going to see a lot of, well, it'd be interesting when England play Slovenia. I'm not sure who the home nation is. What one of us will be wearing white and the other will be wearing blue, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, there will be a lot of fans. It's very close. I mean, the England game is probably the furthest away for our fans, but still, I think all the tickets, of course, sold out for our sector, so it's gonna be full and there's gonna be a lot of fans. But I think not as many outside the stadium as there will be in Munich as well. The game against Serbia, there will be probably another stadium of fans just outside or in Munich, just to be there.
Wow. What about in Ljubljana? Is there going to be sort of fan parks or a big screen in the city centre there for people to watch the games?
Yes, there will. In Ljubljana, there will be at one of the main squares, and then also in Maribor, and I believe also at the coast in Koper, I believe. They've already published that, so there will be public places with a big screen. So there will absolutely be loads of people watching at the time as well.
You get that sort of tournament feeling as in the summer and everyone getting together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So are you going to put your hat on the line and say that you will progress from the group and into the knockout stages?
I'm going to say we're going to finish at least third. Right. And we'll see.
Tell us just quickly about the Twitter account, Sloveniho #1. How long's that been going?
Sure, that's been going now for, I don't know how many years. 4 years, I think. I know I started doing it a bit more regularly when Mura were in the Conference League when they beat Tottenham.
Right.
I was at that game as well, so let's hope the Slovenia versus England finishes in the end like that game finished.
Yeah. I remember that.
So yeah. So yeah, it's been going on quite a while now. But yeah, now the Euros, it's gonna be probably crazy.
Yep.
On there as well.
Good stuff. Well, I wish you all the very best with it. Enjoy the tournament. I may see you out there. I've got your details. I'll send you a message and maybe we can just say hello before the game.
Sounds good. We can grab a beer or something. Yeah.
Always good with me. Nick, thank you very much for your time. And
yeah, thank you for the invitation, and you enjoy it as well.
there we have it. My many thanks go to Marco from Germany, Sani from Serbia, Casper from Denmark, and Nick there from Slovenia. All of them heading to Germany to see the game, so I wish them a safe trip. Likewise yourself, if you are heading over, stay safe, enjoy it. And also to those that are watching from home or anywhere around the world, from the sofa or the pub with family and friends. Maybe you've got a home set up ready with a barbecue ready to switch on, or going to get a load of pizzas and drinks in. If you may be watching from work, we all watch it in different ways. It is always a great time to get together for a tournament though, isn't it? Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I've said, I'm hoping to record throughout. How it'll come out, I don't know. But stay subscribed and you'll not miss a thing. Also, if you're on socials, give us a search there. No doubt I'll be posting some photos, maybe videos, I don't know, on the likes of Twitter, Instagram. Just search 3 Lions Podcast. Finally, if you do enjoy the podcast, you can help out with the monthly hosting of it. Head to kofi.com/3 Lions Podcast. That's ko-fi.com/3 Lions Podcast. Any contributions there are gratefully appreciated. We can only play our part now in the support we give the team. Give them loads of it. Don't climb on a player's back for the slightest thing. Don't let negative, toxic media influence your support. Let the guys do their best. So until the next time, take care of yourselves. Cheers.